This one should be a little bit nice and helpful. Yes, we've gotten to the easy part finally, using a friend function to overload our cout. Now, by the way, there are two versions on exactly how to set this up. So depending on what you're looking at for your overall set of material, if you have a book assigned to this class or maybe books or something electronic, you may see two different versions of how to set this up. So let me go over that. Now, the code in the headers, overall, yes, this is actually the first time that you're going to see the word friend. And again, remembering that friend, as long as it's assigned in here and you are passing one of the data members as a student, it's going to have free reign to look at all of the data members, public and private, in student in this particular case. Now the code, there's two ways of setting this up. You can do this in the header file, so this will be below the entire class and literally copy and paste this and fine. Or you can copy and paste this and put it into the source. Now there are some minor changes, so be careful on if you use this version. You have to update the header file too. And there's some reasons that you will actually cover here in a little bit. But anyway, so either one of these will work on it. But the important part is the code in the main. The code in the main is using finally, as we create our instance of Lupoli, we can now use cout of Lupoli, and it will actually display all of those values for us. Instead of having to use the dot notation for all the different data members, we've done this very similar thing before using structs. We finally get to something that's a little bit easier for us, right? Now, just a heads up. If we're using heap memory, where I have student star Lupoli equals new student, notice how our overall, our cout is a slight bit different when we're using our heap memory. But we're already kind of used to that using the arrows, and of course there's going to be something else in there involved with it. But just a heads up that it is going to be a little bit different if we are using heap memory for our overloads, or overload cout. So everything looks pretty good in here. All right, now it's time for you to do it for the container. So go ahead and overload the cout for the container. This should be easy. Could you copy and paste what I've got here and change the container? Yes, fine, doesn't bother me. Do it, get it done. Here is an answer for overloading cout for a container. In the header, in the source, notice, by the way, I have two versions of it. I believe this one I had in the source, and this one was in the header file itself, just below the class. So I do have two different versions. You don't need both, just one or the other. And then finally, how to use a sucker. As soon as we've created the overall car of the container, which you've seen some previous code on, all I got to do is cout the car and endle, and voila, everything is done when it comes to car. So nice, easy setup. Again, we got to create this first before we can use it. But again, as you know, once I create it, I can use it for car, I can use it for fish tank, toilet. Ew, I don't know if anyone sees the toilet. But anyway, you can use it for any of those, and that's the beautiful part. And it's simple. Copy, paste, done.